It's 5 p.m.
Good job.
All right, quiet on the set.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're live. Let's start the party. Broadcasting around the world.
OurBroadcastLink.com.
This is your number one internet station. The music you love right here, right now. OurBroadcastLink.com. It's another live broadcast. Special edition. Now your hosts, Rob and Jerry.
Hey, well, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is. It's all good because you guys are here with us and we're here with you on
Our broadcast link.
Polkas After Dark. You're supposed to... I know this is the first time. I'm proud of you that you did the 5 p.m. That was good. You didn't laugh. You didn't blow that. But boy, did you just blow this one. Hey, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is. It's all take two. Good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is. It's all good because you guys are here with us and we're here with you on
Polkas After Dark, Sunday edition.
Hey, okay, good. That was good.
That was good.
Yeah. And our broadcast link with a C, also live streaming on Facebook and YouTube. And I don't know what we're doing today. I do know what we're doing today. We're going to be talking live with Mr. LT himself, Larry Trojak. And he's going to be joining us very, very shortly here. And while we're getting some things squared away, gosh, we want to say hello to some people that are just joining us already. Helena Garbach, she's here. Dan Novak, I understand you are waiting at the airport. Your airplane has been delayed.
At least you got us to keep you company.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good thing. Hey, also Mr. Dave Zhanka, he's here. Susan Matashevich, Sue, hello to you. Christine and Amanda Holchuk, they're here for the Larry Trojak interview. Also, we're going to say hello to Marcia Figleski, Marcia and Paul. Also, let's see here. We've got Bob Sikarsky, Beverly Ceremet, Bev Sims, thank you. And let's see. Let's go ahead and get some music up here. Why don't we? Hey, how about we start some things off with a tune called Over the Moon off of the Just a Little Bit More recording. Hey, welcome to Mr. Danny Roy. He's in the house. Also, it looks like the Chip Check Merwins are watching. Good afternoon, kids. Oh, yeah, that's one called Over the Moon Polka. Wow, what a great tune that was way back when on the original recording with, well, not with Larry, unfortunately. Larry's was the first recording. And then this was just a little bit more. The second one featuring Scrub on the concertina and a whole host of guys. Hey, let's go ahead and, why not? We're going to go ahead and play this one right now, and we'll probably get this one a little bit later on, too. We had a lot of requests for this yesterday. We played it, and here's one called Stormy Clouds Polka. Hey, brother Tommy Hoke from Uniontown.
Rajcie, gdy skręcie, jabłeczka nie przyjdzie, jabłeczka rozkoczna, żabeczka gniewala poszła. Jabłeczka rozkoczna, żabeczka gniewala poszła. Siupaj Pawełek, odprowadznie kawałek. Siupaj nie mogę, bo me kolady na nogę. Siupaj nie mogę, bo me kolady na nogę. Pamiętam dziewczyno, jakieś maluczką była. Ja ci laleczki robił, a ty się mi bawiła. Ja ci laleczki robił, a ty się mi bawiła.
Oh, yeah, a little bit of Stormy Clouds for you guys right there. Hey, it sounds like Ricky and Jennifer. Who else are down there watching us on the boat today?
Marcia Moscato and Jimmy Kaminsky, because it's his boat. Chris Tansky's over
he's
there.
He's going to play one of those things, huh?
And
it's my
Golden
boat.
Girl. So that's Sharon Golden's over there on the boat as well.
Hey, we should do a live remote from there. Wouldn't that be kind of cool?
We keep talking about live remotes, and we haven't made it out of our living room lately.
Well, lately, yes, that is true. But we are going to do something at some point over at the Golden residence, because they had exclaimed that they wanted to have a movie night, and well, we're going to do something a little bit different. It's not going to be a movie night, but hey, they wanted to hear a little bit of Yeja Boat, and unfortunately, Dynatones don't do Yeja Boat, but they do Yeja Kohanechek, so hey, how about that, guys?
Okay, here we go. Yeja Kohanechek. Jedzie to tanie, jeśli nie miła cały roczek, co nie widzieliśmy się. Już miła cały roczek, co nie widzieliśmy się. Jedzie kokonecie, jedzie to do mnie. Cały roczek się smuciłam, a teraz jak przyjeżdżacie. Cały roczek się smuciłam, a teraz jak przyjeżdżacie. Hey! Jedzie kokonecie, jedzie to do mnie. Obiecał, że się powróci, gdy na wojnie nie zginie. Obiecał, że się powróci, gdy na wojnie nie zginie. Jedzie kokonecie, jedzie to do mnie. Może wiecie pierścioneczek, może będzie wesele. Może wiecie pierścioneczek, może będzie wesele.
Hey, that's Scrubby and the Dynatones along with Larry Trojak on the drums. Hey, we're going to be talking live with Larry Trojak in just a few minutes. We're getting excited, folks. We sure hope that you are too. We're going to say hello to some people that are in the chat room but not chatting right now. Looks like Kathy Sargent is here. We want to say hello to Kathy. Also to Barb and Albert Bukowski. It looks like Pat Butzek is here. And Jerry, I'm going to let you take it from there.
We have Roger Kane that jumped onto our broadcast link, as well as Jerry Romanowski and Larry T. And over there on YouTube land, we have Scotch and Donna and Bobby Calvert.
Okay. Oh, listen to that. You did that right. You said Calvert, not Calvert. That's good. Good job. Okay, how about the folks there on Facebook?
We have Barb Bukowski, Pat Buchek, Bev Ceremit, Kathy Sargent, the Golden Girl, Sharon Golden herself. My brother Dan, he said he is stuck in Dallas, so he's closer to home. Denver, sorry.
I thought he said Denver.
It might have been. Something with a D.
Yeah, okay.
Not close to home.
One of those D towns.
One of those D towns.
Yeah.
But he's closer to home.
Okay.
That's got to feel good for him. He is stuck in Denver. We got Tommy Hope with us. And Helena Garbach.
Yep, there you go.
And Linda Chipcheck Merwin with Marty. And I'm guessing Mom and Dad are with them.
They're probably here. Vince Cisnowski, he wants to hear a tune. Let's see. He requested one for Marie, his lovely wife, and we're going to grab that in just a couple of minutes. But who else do you have there? Anybody there?
I think we got everybody.
You got them all? Okay, well, that's good, too. Let me go ahead and hit this button. You know, everybody loved Scrubby doing Zusha, and when we were with a group called the X-Tones, which featured Larry and Scrubby on a lot of the dynamics on the vocals, which we've got a few tunes that we're going to be playing off of that as well. But let's go ahead and bring up Scrubby, a little bit of a different flavor here for Zusha. Check this out.
Zusha, mnie zamiotała ima czyja zawołała Zosia, ognie zawiadała i Macieja zawołała. Zosia w ognie zawiadała i Macieja zawołała. Matka, matka, matka lampę zaświeciła i Macieja zobaczyła. Matka lampę zaświeciła i Macieja zobaczyła. Matka lampę zaświeciła i Macieja zobaczyła. Macieju Sarawice, gdzie tak, gdzie wujecie Macieju Sarawice, gdzie tak zawujecie wy Macieju Sarawice, gdzie tak zawujecie. Zosia, Zosia, Zosia nie zamiatała i Macieja zawołała. Zosia u mnie zamiatała i Macieja zawołała. Zosia u mnie zamiatała i Macieja zawołała.
Oh yeah, that's a little bit of a tune called Zosia. That's Sophie's polka, done a little bit differently there. Of course, Scrubby on the vocal. Hey, if you guys are just tuned in to us, well, we welcome you to Polkas After Dark. Hey, you guys can see that boat there? That's the boat that everybody is on from the Buffalo Polka Boosters. They're having a little pre-picnic party. And don't forget that the picnic is going to be happening on the 24th of this month, which is just right around the corner. Jerry will be telling you a little bit about that, but right now we do want to play some more polkas for you. Here's one called the Beethoven's Ninth. Hello to Audrey Palczynski, also to Pat Butzek once again, and Ms. Gail Wojtovich has joined us. Welcome, Gail. Hey, one called Beethoven's Ninth. We are featuring the Dynatones this weekend, and we're glad that you decided to join us last night and also today, because today, in just a few more minutes, we're going to be talking live with Mr. LT, Larry Trojak himself, all the way from Minnesota. Hey, let's go ahead, and we had a request for this one, and we're going to go ahead and play that. This is a tune called 1, 2, 3 Polka. And that's, of course, Rastavache. We don't have it by the Dynatones, but Scrubby sang it with Toledo Polka Motion way back when. And here's a tune for you right now, especially for you, Murray.
And here we go, Scrubby on the vocals, a tune entitled Rastavache.
A late good afternoon and an early good morning, or good evening, I should say, to Marcia Kittris and also Pete Paruki. Hey, it looks like Mr. Pete Chacho's here too, and Tim Quinnell. He just popped in.
Muzykanci grają i woda nie śpiewa. Muzykanci grają, grają, śpiewają. Muzykanci grają i woda nie śpiewa. Raz, dwa, trzy, orkiestra nagra. Raz, dwa, trzy i woda nie śpiewa.
Hey, a pleasant good afternoon to Mr. Chris Ebel. That was a tune sung by Scrubby way back in Toledo Polka Motion days. I want to say, oh gosh, everything is just slipping me. A lot of this stuff is like 40 years old, believe it or not. 35, 40 years old, and then again, so am I. Well, I'm a little more than 30 or 40. Hey guys, if you're just joining us, welcome to Polkas After Dark, our broadcast link.
With a C.
.com, also on
Facebook.
And YouTube. You can't forget that either. A lot of folks in our chat rooms. We are very thankful for that. And we thank you guys for tuning us in as you do every single weekend. Hey, Jer, since you are here, why don't you mention a little bit about the Buffalo Polka Booster Picnic? Because that's coming up in, just a couple of weeks here from what it looks like.
It is. You realize in a couple of weeks we'll be celebrating Our anniversary.
Wow, 12 years
Not
already.
that it is our anniversary, but we celebrated there.
We celebrated at the Buffalo Polka Booster
Absolutely.
Picnic every single year. It's actually August the 8th.
Yes.
And Leah was born on August the 10th. And
Yes.
she's going to be 12.
Yes.
That's kind of
My
a little
goodness.
bit away of how we remember that. Or at least
Her
I
birthday or
remember.
our anniversary.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm getting
Exactly.
at. Hey,
So, Buffalo Polka Booster 52nd Annual Picnic will be held Sunday, July 24th, 2022, from 2 until 7 p.m. We are so excited. Can't wait. It's going to be at the Fontana's Picnic Grove at 2299 Clinton Street in Buffalo, New York. Music will be by Buffalo's hottest and newest polka band, Seven. Food served from 3 to 7, and that includes hamburgers, hot dogs, Polish sausage, and salads. Bring your own pitcher for beer, no BYOB. Water and pop is also available. One price for everything, and that is now $25 a person, and tickets are available. Children up to the age of 12 are free when accompanied by an adult, and advance tickets are highly recommended so that the gang knows exactly how many people to provide food for. You can get more information by calling Chris Tansky at 716-771-1076 or Barb Morose at 716-668-2694. We will see you there.
yes, we will. Hey, kids, we got a fun tune here. Everybody remembers Rosalinda. Well, check this version out that Mr. Larry Trojak wrote the words to. Scrubby sang it, and we were in the studio just laughing throughout this whole thing. Here's one called Rosa Lopez.
Hey, Rosa Lopez, you had us all convinced that what you knew would get OJ's charge dismissed. Instead, it looks like a real mess. At least we know that we can count on your forgetfulness. Oh, Rosa Lopez, we waited patiently for your performance, covered by Court TV. In many spots we were really moved, and who can question just how much our Spanish has improved. That nice attorney tried hard to help your boys, so you'd remember what time you heard that noise. Just read the cards and there'll be no sweat. We'll teach you lots of different ways to repeat I forget. Oh, Rosa Lopez, you have the darndest luck. You'll sell your story, how you saw OJ's truck. Tell the Enquirer, and then the Star, and maybe even lend a gift, pushing rent-a-cars. Oh, Rosa Lopez, you tried to help OJ. Oh, Rosa Lopez, but facts got in the way. You want to leave town, escape the roar, and go where things are nice and calm. Quaint El Salvador.
What a great time we had in the studio recording that tune. Hey, that was written, the lyrics were written by Mr. Larry Trojak, and oddly enough, guess what, kids? Finally, we have Mr. Larry Trojak on the telephone right now. Larry, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, Robin. How you doing, sir?
Hey, I am fine. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on Polkas After Dark for an interview session. You know, I got to laugh because we have had the extreme pleasure of talking with, let's see here, Whitey Rinyats, Eddie Pilarz, and Eddie Skachillis, which were three of your guys that played with the Dynatones.
Well, yeah, there you go. And that's an illustrious group right there, isn't it?
It sure is. Hey, Larry, let me start out like I do all the time here. Give me your checking account number, your bank routing number, and I'll mute you, so don't worry about that. No, I'm sorry. Hey, Larry, what age were you when you heard your first polka?
Whoa, that is a good one. I was probably, let's see. I started playing drums at 13. I was probably 12 or so. I think my father had an extensive record collection, but I didn't listen to a lot of what he listened to, because he also listened to a lot of like Mantovani and stuff like that, which I have no interest in. Yeah, but then he started playing polkas, and when he brought home, I think he brought home Oi Donna from Ruda's record store, the 45, and just like blew me away. I said, "What is that?" And there was no turning back after that. It was it's in your blood, and then there's nothing you can do about it.
It was a love relationship. Hey, and who was the recording by?
Oh, that was Blazonczyk. I mean, that was his first. I think it's the same version that's on his Polish Party album, but it was released as a 45 first. It had Oj Dana on one side, and I think What the Heck of Bedek or something on the other side. But yeah,
I do remember that. Holy smokes!
Good stuff. And that band was just smoking. Man, oh man, that was an insane thing. And I just thought, how can this much power come out of a polka band? I mean, it's like, yeah. So, and then I started playing drums, and eventually played in some wedding combos. Whitey and I were in the first band I played in. It was called Dave Collada and the Debonaires, and it was the three of us: Dave Collada, Whitey, and me. And we did mostly weddings and stuff. And then Roger Novacek joined us, so we were 4-piece. And Whitey, Roger, and I just really loved doing polkas, and Dave Collada didn't envision the group going that way. He wanted to go more pop, so we kind of left, and Whitey and I started Casinos then.
Oh, okay, gotcha. And man, I've got a lot of questions about that too, because Larry Trojak introduces the Dynatones, your first recording. What was the name of it, the title?
It was Larry Trojak's Dynatones released their first LP. What an original title that is, isn't it?
Well, no, that was great. But tell us, because you mentioned the Casinos. How did this all of a sudden get converted over to Dynatones?
It was a matter of convenience, actually, because we just idolized everything Versatones. I mean, we did our hair the way the Versatones did their hair. It was like so. We wanted to record on Bel Air Records in the worst way. So, we made all the arrangements to go and record on Bel Air, but they already had a Casinos on the label at the time. I mean, a wonderful, super honky group from Chicago called Casinos. Okay. So Eddie said, "You're going to have to come up with another name." And Whitey and I were racking our brains trying to think of something. And I saw an old album that my dad had. It was like the Best of JJ. And one of the groups on there was called Lee's Dynatones. And it happened to be Leon Kazicki's old group. And I knew they weren't playing anymore, but I called Leon Kazicki and said, hey, we're looking for a band name. Would you have any objection to us taking the name Dynatones? And he gave us his blessing, and the rest is history. Yeah.
Holy smokes, that's unbelievable.
Yeah, it was kind of cool that it worked out that way, because if you would have said no, I wonder what we would have been named,
Oh, geez, that's something funny that you're bringing that up, because what would it have been if you guys were nixed the Dynatones? But now let's take a step forward here, and my ADD kicks in all the time, so I'm going to be going back and forth with things. But
no problem.
You'd mentioned the first band that you performed with was a little mini quartet with the guys. And you've also answered my next question, which was, how did the band get the name? Larry, do you play any other instruments, or have you sat down and fooled around with any other instruments besides drums?
No. Musically, I'm not that gifted. I mean, I've messed around with things and just said, no, this isn't working out. This isn't working out. So I just kind of, did drums and was happy just doing drums. I mean, I don't even do that well, but I'm just grateful that things worked out the way they did. And, I got to be in a good group with a bunch of guys and got to showcase what little talent I have. So there you go.
Well, listen, the very first time that I ever saw the Dynatones, let's see, Roger was with the band. I'm trying to remember. I think it was Killian and Wróblewski. Billy Barnes was playing bass, you're on drums, and Scrubby on concertina. And that was, believe it or not, and I'm going to take you back a little bit, that was, I believe, in 1977. You guys played a place called the Twin Coaches in around Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It was just on the outskirts of Pittsburgh. Do you remember that?
I do not. No. I mean, if you mention anything in the 70s, there's a pretty good chance I don't remember much of it.
Well,
But,
I will also mention this. It was Jimmy Weber's first job with the Sounds.
wow.
So maybe
Holy
that kind of
mackerel.
brings it back a little bit, because you guys shared
Yeah.
the stage, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I couldn't believe it. You guys both
That is-
just blew me away.
Oh man, but that was a nice aggregation of Dynatones. That was actually the $6 million group of Dynatones without Stosh.
Yep.
Stosh didn't do a whole lot of travel with us at the time, but he did make some of the bigger gigs. Like he would come out to Ocean Beach with us and stuff like that. But yeah, it was a nice group of guys to work with. I mean, we were all young at the time, and just crazy about polkas and eat, sleep, and whatever polkas. It was it was good. A lot of fun at that time.
Hey, Larry, what music do you kind of listen to when you're not listening to polkas? What's your favorite genre?
Well, I think at this point in my life, I listen to a buttload of classical music. I mean, I really gravitated towards classical about 5-6 years ago and stuff. I still listen to a lot of electronic rock from Germany, groups like Tangerine Dream and groups like that are heavily synthesized and stuff. I've liked that since the 70s as well, and that kind of music has just played a big part in my life. There you go, classical and that. And
Oh, nice. And
Yeah.
I know that you mentioned that you recorded your very first album over at Bel Air, but you have traveled to different locations and visited some different studios. Do you have a favorite studio that you've recorded in? First of all, share a little bit about the different studios that you've been in.
yeah, I think, well, other than Bel Air, I think we recorded at Peppermint in Youngstown, and then we recorded for Mark Chepach when he had his studio going on the east side of Buffalo, I believe it was.
Oh, yeah.
And but I am partial to Peppermint, only because it was a full-blown studio. I mean, it was, everything that you envisioned a studio to be when you're an aspiring musician and thinking about going in and cutting your first record, and you walk in and it's just, a good-sized place with individualized booths for people to perform in, and it was like, gosh, it's like you feel like you've made it when you walk into Peppermint. I don't know what it's like now. I'm sure, everything being digital and the like, it's a lot different, but man, it just blew me away. And to that day, I still have great memories of all our recordings at Peppermint. And then, Gary, of course, brought Peppermint to Buffalo for Live Wire, so it came full circle.
Yeah, we'll be talking about that in just a little while. You guys, well, let's see. And again, I told you that I'm going to be going back and forth. You guys played in Buffalo, and I'm not saying Dynatones. I'm saying you, let's see, Lenny Gomolka, Jackie Libera, Al Pietkowski. Tell us a little bit about that band that you guys put together, because that was phenomenal too.
It was, I like to say that it's the only band I've played in where every gig we played was a sellout, because we played Pots and then we never played together again. The pandemic hit about a month after that.
Yep.
And circumstances have been such that, we haven't been able to get back together. And now that people are out playing again, everybody's busy. I mean, Frankie Lishka is busy, Gomolka is busy, Maui is busy. So that was probably a one-off, but it was quite an experience for me. I mean, these are all iconic musicians, and to get everybody together and just be doing, really off-the-wall material, Old Little Wally, some Ampolaires and stuff like that. It was just, it was a riot for me. I mean, it was a dream come true. It's a shame that it only happened once, but it couldn't have happened at a better place. Potts was a wonderful venue for it. The people were outstanding that night. And as I say, it was a sellout, so you can't go wrong with that.
Hear, hear. Hey, do you have a favorite band, Larry, that you've never performed or played in, but you always wanted to?
Polka-wise, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I would have to say Versatones. when Eddie was playing, I would have loved to have been, fortunate enough to fill in with him one time, but that never happened, and that's okay. I mean, it's just circumstances as such. I did fill in with Lush a couple times. That was fun. I filled in with Lenny a bunch of times, and that was fun as well. But yeah, it would have been nice to be able to play in a group with Eddie as a frontman, even if just for one night, because that I imagine the power that comes from that side of the stage has got to be mind blowing, right?
Well, and you talk about power. When I was playing with the Sounds, we used to stand behind you guys over at Seven Springs, and man, I just watch you with your articulation with your wrists, and I'm like, how does this guy do this? The flipping of the hands over to the floor tom. I tried that numerous times, dropped sticks, or just got all discombobulated. But it was like, man, just watching you perform back in those days as well was just incredible. Oh, and I think that was
you caught my one fancy move there, did you? Huh?
Yeah, that's cute. And it's kind of funny because when I asked you if there was a band that you never played in or performed in, you said Polkas, and I was going to say, well, hey, this isn't Jazz After Dark, Larry. You're on Polkas After Dark, so yeah, that kind of just stands to reason. Hey,
okay, well, I'll try and focus from this point forward. Okay.
Good luck with this program anyhow. Hey, do you have a most memorable gig that you played, or a most memorable event that you attended?
Yeah, and it's funny you should ask that, because I was just talking with I play in a band out here in Minnesota, and on the way back from one of our gigs we were just talking, and Bernie Kozlowski, who plays in the band, asked me that very question. And it was I'm not sure what year it was, but it was a Ocean Beach gig. Ooh. Where for some reason Dick Pillar messed up on the schedule or something. We were supposed to play in the ballroom that night, and he had too many bands booked. And so he said, would you guys object to doing a nighttime gig out at the pavilion at Ocean Beach?
I remember it well. I was there too. Wow.
Oh, is
go
that
ahead.
Right?
Yeah, go ahead. Finish this.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, it was unheard of, because we were the only band, I think still are the only band, to have played out in the pavilion at night. Wow. And we were not sure how that was going to go. And oh, my Lord, it was like an insane night. It was like the people just were, came out of the woodwork, and they were just wired. And it was an insanely good night. And the band was cooking. And yeah, it was, Scrubby had him eating out of the palm of his hand, as he's, was wanted to do. And that stands out in my mind as one of the highlights. Another one would probably be the Lamppost first time we came back to Buffalo thing,
for the reunion.
Yeah, exactly. I can't remember how far back that was either, but again, didn't know what to expect. People turned out in droves. It was actually the Broadway Grill reunion. Yeah. And gosh, I think we were supposed to finish playing at 9:00 or something, and we played till 11:30. It was just, it was a great night. The people were fabulous, and they wouldn't let us go, and we were only too happy to accommodate. So I've got a flood of memories of best gigs, so we could be here all night. But those are the two that stand out.
That gig as well, the first time you guys were there was literally people parking on the street, and you know how much land there is there. There's a lot of property there, and people were actually parked out on the street. I mean, they were all over the lawn and everything, and that was a fantastic gig too. Here.
Yeah, it absolutely was, and it holds a soft spot in my heart for sure.
Now, tell us about some of the musicians that you have performed with. You did mention Bernie Kozlowski. Is that with the Twin City Sounds?
No, the band I'm working with now with Bernie, I'm actually with two of them with Bernie, but the main group is called the Main Squeeze. We're a Minnesota-based band, and we have it's actually a 7-piece group. So Bernie and Don Megger play trumpets, and Bernie also doubles on reeds. Roscoe Powell also plays reeds. Mm-hmm. And so in terms of Todd Jurek is on concertina, Gene Retka is on accordion, I'm on drums, Tom Urbancic is on bass. So we kind of share musicians, as everybody else in the polka field does nowadays, with Dr. Kielbasa. But where we differ from a lot of bands is because we have the dual reeds we can do a lot of naturals. We can do a lot of amplifiers, and I was raised on that kind of music, and unfortunately hardly anyone does that kind of stuff anymore. So I mean, you go back to naturals albums and it's like a gold mine of great material, you know?
Yeah.
And the same thing with amplifiers, and when we play this stuff live, I mean, people like it. I mean, they just come up and go, "Oh my gosh, I haven't heard that in ages, and please play more of it." So I mean, we'll do Wedding Polka, or we'll do Danusha, or we'll do Apush, not Apushe, Ije Lala by Amplifiers, and people just, they love that stuff. I mean, yes, there's a lot to be said for, you know, the modernity of polkas. I mean, it's polkas have to evolve in order to exist, but yet there's still a really, really nice market for that old stuff, I think. I don't know, and I'm finding out it's probably true.
Yeah. Let's take a walk down memory lane in the early 1980s. You brought it up already, was the live wire recording in Lackawanna. Who is the voice? For those that don't know, who is the voice that introduced the fabulous Dynatones?
That was Stan Slabirski. He was a rather famous polka disc jockey on WBFO, the University of Buffalo station. Had a polka show for a lot of years, and unfortunately left us too soon. I can't remember what he passed away from, but he was a good friend of the band. He always came to see us at the grill, and we just thought, we need somebody to introduce the group. And he actually said a lot more in person than he does on the record. It's kind of like a lackluster bit of introduction there, but he was a good friend of the band, and we were honored to have him do it for us.
Now, you also mentioned Broadway Grill, so we got to take a step up to that too. And the Broadway Grill, or should I say a step back, you guys played the Broadway Grill a lot. You were literally the house band for as long as I can remember. Tell us about Down at the Friendly Tavern. How did that come about?
Wow. Okay, so that was the follow-up album to $6 Million. $6 Million was a successful album for Dynatones. I mean, I don't know financially if it was successful. I don't know anything about that, but I know it did well in terms of winning awards and stuff. And so we needed a follow-up to that. And as you say, every time we weren't playing on the road, we were playing the grill, and we just loved it there. Hank Mazurek was the best proprietor you could have. He was the best band host you could have. I mean, he took care of the band very well.
Amen.
Allowed us to rehearse there and stuff. And I mean, there was just something about the grill that had such a nice, comfortable vibe to it, and people got there and they just let their hair down and had a great time. It was inevitable that if you went to the grill, you were going to have a good time. So when it came time to put the next album, the follow-up to 6 Million together, we just thought, well, what's more fitting? Scrubby came up with the tune Down at the Friendly Tavern. It's by a big band called Horace Height, I think it was. And he played it for us at practice one night. And he says, "Hey, this would make a great polka." And he put it on the turntable, and it was like, "Music is playing, dancers are swaying, happiness in the air, down at the Friendly Tavern." And we just thought, that's kind of cool, and it all just kind of fit together. I mean, the link with the grill was a strong one, so it was a perfect title cut for it, and it worked out well.
Now, you probably remember playing a lot out around the Albany and Cohoes area, and I have a gentleman right now on Facebook that is watching us and listening to you live right here on Polkas After Dark, the Sunday afternoon edition.
Do I owe him money?
I don't think so, but I'll tell you what, you owe him a lot of gratitude because he was one of the members of the band, the Dynatones. Hey, I'm talking about the captain and the Remanowski family. Can you believe that? The captain is on here right now. And he said, "Make sure that you say hello to Larry from me." And that's
my Lord, they are just like the best bunch of people you could ever imagine. They've been a big part of supporting the Dynatones throughout the years, and they became more than just supporters. They became friends. I mean, they're almost like family to us. And I have a great loaded or Haruku's Hellraiser story, if I can share it real quick.
Oh, please don't worry about that. And I'm going to tell you right now, we are approaching 10 minutes before 6 p.m. Eastern time. And Larry, we are just going to have a great time here talking and reminiscing. You've got all the time in the world, buddy. So go ahead, tell us about your Haruku's story.
Okay. So I can't remember. We're playing somewhere out around Albany, and it was an outside gig. It was an afternoon. It was sunny. It was hot. And Billy Bibes, who is one of Haruku's Hellraisers, it was just like he is one of the wittiest people around. And he says, "Hey Larry, you want to come out to the trunk? I can get you a beer." And I said, "Well, yeah, I'm kind of thirsty." I was still drinking at the time, I guess. Mm-hmm. And he opens up his trunk, and he's got a case like it looks like an emergency kit, but he has it marked Emergency Kit. And it had the Genesee logo, and you opened it up, and there's beers in there. I just thought, now that is outstanding, man. So yeah, they're just a fun bunch of people, and yeah, by all means, if I can say this over the air, hi to everybody from the Albany Cohoes area, the Rimanowskis, the DeBrookis, the Bibeses, the Timmy Raymond, and everybody. They're just a great group of people, and we're looking forward to seeing them in a couple of weeks. We have a gig out in Pulaski Park in Three Rivers, Massachusetts, a little Dynatones gig, and yeah, I'm sure they're going to be there for it.
And tell us a little bit about that. What is the date? Do you have the date handy by any chance?
Yeah, the date is August 7th. It's a Sunday afternoon. It's 2:30 to 6:30 at Pulaski Park in Three Rivers.
And great times.
It's a nice venue. If anybody wants to take a nice trip out to New England to go and see some live polka music on a Sunday afternoon, they have a nice schedule year round. But we're playing out there on the 7th of August, and we're looking forward to a great time. Last year we did it around the same time and had a very nice crowd and had a great time. People were just so into it, and wow. Yeah, we've got a nice group of people making up the Dynatones. We've got Robin Al Pietkowski, of course. Rico Petrowski from Florida is coming in for it,
nice.
As he has been. Matty Rosinski, as I like to say, playing the role of Scrubby tonight will be Matty Rosinski, and he does an amazing job. I mean, he channels Scrubby when he plays concertina, and he actually has Scrubby's two concertinas. He bought them, I think, off eBay or something, or found them.
Wow.
Anyway, so it's great. And then Tommy Picciano's on the other horn. Brian Urbansik's playing bass because Nigel couldn't make it, and I'm doing drums and vocals as well. So it's going to be a nice group of people, and this is essentially the same group of guys that we've been doing Pulaski Park for 3 years in a row now, mm-hmm. and so it's actually starting to gel. And then what makes it really great is that the day before we're going to be at some friends out there are putting us up for the night, and we have like a picnic barbecue the day before, so we rehearse and we have a picnic at the Michkowskis, and it's just great. It's a nice vibe for the whole weekend.
That's going to be a lot of fun. Now, Larry, as I mentioned, I go back and forth here with some different things. Larry, who did you idolize growing up in the polka world?
Well, Blazonczyk, of course. I mean, every musician idolizes Blazonczyk, but from a drum perspective, I mean, I thought Roger Malinowski was the cat's meow as far as drums go. I mean, there's a guy that has power, has finesse, I mean, everything he does is tasteful. And he listens to the music. I mean, he plays to the music. He doesn't play over the music.
Yep.
And oh man, I mean, the first time I heard him, my folks took me to see Eddie at Hearthstone Manor. It must have been like, let's see, Roger. When did Roger start? It was right when their Let's Hear a Polka album, right after Polka Tour came out.
Oh, okay.
And I was going to Hearthstone Manor expecting to see Bobby Sendra on drums because I had heard so much. And mm-hmm. As a young drummer, you hear Sendra and you go, oh my God, this guy does amazing stuff.
Yeah.
And I get there and I hear that, Bobby's not with the band anymore. They got a new drummer now. And I'm thinking, I'm a little bit disappointed.
Yeah.
But holy crap, man. I mean, they came out of the gate and I just said, this is a whole different way of drumming here.
Whole different ballgame.
Oh, he is amazing, isn't he?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I have to admit that I idolized him and still do today. Any place that he has performed, any stage that he has walked on, just amazing. You are 100% correct, and you hit everything right on the head.
Oh yeah, he's fun to listen to, and some of the older Lush drummers too were good. I mean, Leo Plotzek, I guess, that played with Lush was good. Who were some of the other ones? But but there's just something about Roger that he just took drumming to a whole new level as far as power drumming. It's funny when I was in the service, I was stationed not too far south of Chicago, and I brought a bunch of my friends up to Chicago to go to one of the IPA Festival of Bands things, and the Tones were playing. And they knew nothing about polkas. They knew nothing at all. They were just happy that they could go somewhere and drink. Mm-hmm. But we were on our way home, and they said, "Yikes! That drummer from the Tones, man, that guy smoked." And I thought, if you can impress a bunch of GIs, you're doing okay, I guess. Wow. Yeah.
And Larry, thank you for your service, by the way, because I know you played with the Dynatones for a while. You left. Hank Marjahowski came in for a little while, and then you came back from the service. So what recordings of the Dynatones, including your first recording, what recordings were you on with the Dynatones?
The first one, and then I came back and did $6 Million Band. I did Down at the Friendly Tavern. I did Chapter 7. I did Live Wire. And then, I took a hiatus, and I think I came back and we did Power of 10. And those are the Dynatone albums that I'm on. And proud of all of them. I mean, some of them are a bit different, but there's something there for everyone.
It's nice because the song selection, I'm glad you mentioned that, the song selection for a lot of those. And I also want to make mention, everybody forgets about this except for when it's Easter. And that's the Chapter 7. And man, that is just a hot... you wrote a lot of those lyrics to those songs, did you not?
I did all the lyrics for that album. Okay. That was my job. I mean, and I contributed to some of the arrangements and stuff. But the guys, the music, I think, yes, the lyrics tell the story. But when we set out to do Chapter 7, we just said, let's take off all the things that are holding us back. Don't be constrained by a standard riff. If you feel you want to come up with a riff that's a bit different, do it. And the guys just answered. I mean, I think. I'm very proud of that album just because it is so different. I'm proud of it because of the content, of course, but it's really a departure from polkas as they were at the time, and I'm okay with it coming out only once every Easter. There's a lot of albums that don't even come out once a year.
Sure.
There you go. Yeah,
exactly. And that is something that everybody just admires around Easter time. All of the DJs, the IJs. They have to pull it out and dust it off because everybody requests songs off of it. I know one Easter when we did the broadcast, we hit every single song off of that in its entirety, and that was a lot of fun.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, it was a labor of love for sure, and as I say, the guys really came through in coming up with some unique sounding music, and Gary Ramey with the prologue and epilogue for the his voice is just so dynamic and so powerful, and Al Parker as the voice of Jesus on the cross. I mean, you can't sell him short. He did a good job.
Yeah, he did a fantastic job too. All the musicians throughout the years with the Dynatones have done a fantastic job with that. Also, do you have a favorite song, Larry, that you like to sing or play when you're on stage? Or did you back then, and how about now? I mean, let's do back then and then also now.
Yeah, it's funny. I heard on Paul Romanowski's show, he played a Dynatones cut that I still don't know where it's from, but we do Pod Krakowem with the Eddie riff,
Yep.
and I can't remember what year that would have been, but it's Live Wire vintage kind of Dynatones because Al's on accordion and Scrub's on box, and Scrub's vocal and mine, it was just, I always like singing with Scrub, but there's sometimes you hear some stuff back and you go, wow, that is like just right on. That's like, like Chet and Eddie right on. Chet and Eddie were on all the time like that. Well, if you hear something like that, it just catches your attention. So, and so even with Main Squeeze, we started doing Pod Krakowem, and I sing it with Todd and Todd Jurek, and man, it's I love singing that song. It's a really nice melody.
Yeah. Now,
And hey, it was nice of you to bring up some of the X-Tone stuff, though. I was excited to hear that.
I've got a few more because yours and Scrubby's voice, like you said, especially on those recordings that we have, and it's all live stuff. It was never in a studio. People don't understand that, but some of the players, the late Sonny Wunderlich, phenomenal guy, Tommy Wunderlich, sax, clarinet. Also, he played concertina when Scrubby had left for a while.
Yep.
And of course, what can't you say about Pilarz? He's just a plethora of knowledge with all these songs. And I'll never forget, Larry, the one time we played at Broadway Grill. You know how I was always goofy saying, hey guys, take this to another key, take this. I'll never forget when we played Open the Window. And I looked over and I told Eddie, I says, let's go to B flat. He hit it right on the money. And after the song, and I don't know if it's on any of the recordings or not that we have, but he's there. Don't ever let it be said that I can't play in B flat. And it was just hilarious. It was kind of like the lick that Lenny did for that. They played it in A and then they went to B flat, and it's like, boom, he just hit it dead on.
Oh, he is a good player. I don't know if he still plays or not, but he was a phenomenal player. And the tone that he got out of the quarter box was just insane, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Right.
For a post Dynatones gig, that was not bad at all.
Would you have ever imagined in your wildest dreams that the Dynatones would have had the success that they did, for the memories that we're sharing today with you?
No, I guess I didn't envision that. I mean, I just looked at it as, and I always say this, I was fortunate enough to be in a group where everybody got along as well as we did, and just enjoyed making good music. And it all centered around Scrubby, ultimately. I mean, you take away that entertainment value, and all of a sudden you just become another band. Granted the music was good, but you have to have that other entertainment component in there too.
Yeah.
And Scrubby, there's very few people that can do that, and he did it in spades. It was just insane to watch him up on stage and watch him handle a crowd. And then when he got into the whole shtick with the cape and stuff, it was like you unleashed a monster. I mean, he just told Scrubby, go and do it, and he did. And those are some of the best memories I have.
And he never looked back. He never said, boy, I really wish I didn't do that. He was always up for a challenge. Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? And man, he never said no. Not once.
No, absolutely not. And he was fearless. You're right about that. I mean, you told him to do something, or he just came up with something on his own, and you just knew it was going to be gold because he didn't do anything bad. I mean, he did Old Little Wally stuff, and it was great. He was a joy to work with. And we're coming up on, oddly enough, or hard to believe enough, the 6th anniversary of his passing on the 22nd of July of this month. So it's a shame he left us so soon, because, man, I can only imagine what he'd be doing at this point in his life.
Oh, yeah. And I can also imagine that you and he would have gotten together and traveled again and did some gigs with some different bands, maybe not with the Dynatones, but just traveling around, the two of you, entertaining with different bands, just singing. I mean, that would have been priceless, too, at this point.
That would have been great. Yeah, I mean, I still have great memories of when they had the benefit for Scrub in, where was it, in
West Seneca
or something? Yep. Yeah, and they were having all the issues with the sound system and stuff like that, and we just got to a point where I sat down on the edge of the stage with Scrub, and he had his box, and we were just singing, and it was like, it was heaven. I mean,
and there is video of that on YouTube, believe it or not. We have seen that. Right? Yes, sirree. Yeah. Oh
man, I'll have to watch that, because memories like that are just invaluable. Oh Lord, that was a great night, and yeah, again, it's a shame that he left us so soon.
Yeah, and you're talking about that power thing. Well, we can thank Chepach for that, because he had all that big, heavy monster equipment that really kicked a nice, powerful sound, nice clarity to it. But as soon as somebody just, click, click, click of the sticks, the downbeat, man, it couldn't last more than a measure. And that whole thing just said, nope, I'm out of here.
Yeah, Mark was a little bit upset that night, wasn't he?
You had electricians that were there that walked over and said, "Oh, well, it's got to be this. It's got to be this," and then they walked back in that room and said, "Whoa." I mean, it was definitely in need of some repair, that's for sure, and some updating.
Yeah, they needed to upgrade their circuit there, and but yeah, it was a great evening, and I'm glad it was a successful a benefit as it could have been for Scrubs. So great night. Yeah,
here. Hey, you have a day job. You have always had a day job. I remember back when I first moved to Buffalo, you were working for previously for the Buffalo News, and actually the newspaper, not the band, the News. Mm-hmm. And then after that, you had left and went out to Minnesota. Tell us what you do these days.
Yeah, I own my own company. It's called Trojak Communications, and I'm a marketing content writer, if you will. It used to be called public relations. Now it's called content creation. And essentially, companies hire me to go to a job site. My clientele is kind of heavily invested in construction, if you will.
Okay.
So I go to a job site and I talk to people who have bought my client's product, find out how it benefited them on this job site, how it saved them money or made it more efficient, whatever. I write up an article about it and I get it placed in one of the trade journals. Okay. And and that's how I've been making my living for 32 years now. And wow. Thank God it's worked out as well as it has. I enjoy what I do. I'm well past retirement age and still doing what I do, and that's because I like what I do.
Good for you. Well, I have two more questions for you. And again, Larry, I can't thank you enough for spending time here. We've got a lot of folks on Facebook, people on our YouTube site, on our broadcast link. And as I tell everybody, this interview is not done and over with, because you will be able to go to YouTube. All you have to do is type in Polkas After Dark and then the word interview right after, and you can see all the different interviews that we have, including the one right now with Larry Trojak out of Minnesota, and we thank him so much. I've got two more questions for you, Larry. First of all, do you have a favorite breakdown story where the vehicles you were in just decided, well, they weren't going to run anymore, or the flat tire, is kind of like okay, but do you have any juicy breakdown stories you can share with everybody?
Oh, boy, a juicy breakdown story. No, not juicy. I do recall for a short time there, Scrub bought himself a Winnebago. Ooh. And it was not it was not the best Winnebago, but, it was still, something that it could have slept a group of six and a couple people driving. And I remember it was the inaugural trip with Scrub's Winnebago, and I think we were playing in Michigan somewhere, and we barely made it there, and they had to have work done on it while we were playing, got enough of a fix on it that we were able to start heading back towards Youngstown, I think it was, where we were playing, and it died on the 90 going towards Youngstown or something, and we were on the side of the road, and had to have somebody come and tow the thing, and luckily people from that part of the country, either Western PA or Eastern Ohio, are just wonderful, and fans of the Dynatones came out and got the equipment and took it to the job and stuff, and we made it to the gig. But I think he ended up blowing the transmission on that inaugural trip, and that was the end of the end of Scrub's foray into Winnebago.
End of the Winnebago. Yeah, I think I remember he bought that off of the police department. They used to use that to catch DWIs. That was called Bag of Wino, I think. And then he just flipped some stuff around and repainted it, and everything worked out well. But like you're saying, just one gig, and that was it. What a shame.
Yeah, I hope he got his money back. I think when he got back, he did go to the people he bought it from and say, this was a lemon right from the word go, and so I hope he got his money back.
Yeah, here. Hey, and my final question to you, sir, is what would Larry Trojak say to someone just getting started into music, whether it is polkas or any genre whatsoever? The person, male or female, wants to be a front person. They want to be the leader. They want to be just a side person. What would you recommend to the people, to the person that wants to get started in music?
Wow, man, you ask these probing questions, Robin. Holy
Well,
crap.
I'm sorry. Well, hey, you didn't give me your routing number off your checking account, first one, so I'm just going through and making a huge checklist here. I'm on the internet right now. What else can I ask this guy? No, but go ahead.
No, that's a good question. I don't know. I say just follow your heart. I mean, as cliche as that sounds, you're going to know immediately that if you're a front man or not, or a front person to be more correct here. Sure. I myself am not. I mean, that's what was so great about playing in Dynatones was I did get to do a lot of the vocals and stuff, but I was comfortable in back, as I'm sure you are as well, where you can be behind, four cymbals and just have people see you every now and then and have somebody up front that can control an audience like Scrub did. But you'll know that in your heart when you go out to play. You'll know immediately that you love that response from the audience and you'd love to be up front. The same thing with embracing the music. You'll know when you're playing that particular genre of music. I also like a lot of reggae. I mean, I think reggae has the same kind of vibe that polkas do. You can just listen to a good reggae band, and when they get groove, it's a groove like a polka groove, it's right there. And so you'll know that in your heart. And like I say, it might be cliche, but it all comes from within, and you're going to know it when it happens.
Yeah, hear. Hey, well, Larry, once again, Jerry and I thank you so much. Jerry's been very quiet, as she usually is. She lets me do all the talking. I was going to say,
Jerry, hold back a bit, would you? What the heck?
I know, I get so talkative.
Hey, Larry.
That was a great interview, though, I'll tell you.
We have had so many people commenting. We've got Bev Sims down in Latrobe, Pennsylvania. We've got Michelle Szymanski here in Buffalo, New York. Eddie Pilarz, of course. Dave Janka out in Michigan. Ralph Sabatini, he's going to be joining us for an interview in the next couple of weeks, so we can't wait for that.
Very nice.
Yep, Debbie.
Speaking of good drummers, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah. Debbie and, let's see here, Debbie and Jerry Rymanowski. Also, the captain is on with us. It looks like Diane and Chris Zavisha from Canada. They are joining us. I mean, it's been a whole host of people that have jumped in here, and we thank them so much. People from Wisconsin, Michigan. Marianne Bazinski is here.
And,
yep,
pass along that as well.
Yeah, all of those folks. So again, Larry, thank you so very, very much, and we have to play this song because everybody loves it. It's probably the most played song everywhere on every station whatsoever when you're tuned into polka music. But Dynatones Livewire, it's a classic, and of course it's Don't Fight Girls. Here you go, guys. Thanks so much, Larry. Love you, and you take it easy, buddy.
Likewise, Robin. Take care, man.
Gdzie jest ta woda, gdzie koniki piją, gdzie jest to ładny kład, do dziewki piją. Gdzie jest to ładny kład, do dziewki piją. Ej, nie bijcie się dziewki dla Boga Świętego, Kiedy Panny kłakał do rana samego, Kiedy Panny kłakał do rana samego. Moja dana, śpiewam se do rana, tak mi jest wesoła, tańcuję wokoła. Tak mi jest wesoła, tańcuję wokoła. Ej, nie bijcie się dziewki na Boga Świętego, na Boga Świętego. Kiedy Panny kłakał do rana samego, Kiedy Panny kłakał do rana samego.
gdzie jest ładny chłopak, to siedzi piją. Gdzie jest ładny chłopak, to siedzi piją. Ej, nie pijcie się dziewki dla Boga Świętego, dla Boga Świętego. Będzie panny kłokał do rana samego, będzie panny kłokał do rana samego.
Man, what can you say? What can't you say about that? Just a phenomenal song. And I was telling Larry, in all sincerity, that song is played so much still today. And we're talking, it was released in 1981-82. And just a fantastic sound to the Dynatones. Once again, thank you, Mr. Larry Trojak, for spending some time with us here on Polkas After Dark. And we'll be right back right after this message from Mr. Psy Guy.
You're watching Polkas After Dark
On our broadcast link,
with a C.
.com. Hey, Jerry's going to be mentioning a whole bunch of things here coming up in the future, as well as we are going to be talking with some more folks. As a matter of fact, I'm going to bring up our polka schedule right now for the interviews. As you can take a look right now on your screen, it says Mr. Trojak joined us from Andover, Minnesota. And then next week, we're going to be talking live with Jimmy Richkowski from Buffalo with the New Direction Band. The following week, Jerry, why aren't we here the following week?
Because we're going to be at the picnic.
That's right, the Buffalo Polka Booster Picnic, which you can mention that right after I'm done here. Okay. We're going to be talking with Rick Beekler from Wisconsin with the Live Wire Band out there. On August the 7th, Mr. Chris Ebel is going to join us. He, of course, is from the Diversico Band. He's playing concertina now. And amazing everybody, amazing the crowds, and amazing all of the musicians as well with Polka Family. And he is also the recipient of the USPA New Horizon Award. So thank you so much for everything, Chris, that you've contributed. And man, he's got a lot of years left in him to do some things. On August the 14th, Richie Kois is going to be joining us, originally from the Polish Friends Band. He's played with the Trolltones, Ray J, Matt Grigg and the Polka Gents. Oh gosh, the Versatones, and of course, now you can see him on stage with PCM, the Polka Country Musicians. Then after that, August the 21st, this guy's here with us today, Mr. Ralph Sabatini. He joins us. He played with the Invictas, the Sounds, Polka Family, and a whole host of bands throughout his musical career, and he's still playing. September the 11th is Ray Barzakevich. He played with the Polecats here in Buffalo, the Honky Hoppers, the Buffalo Touch, and the Buffalo Concertina All-Stars. You can see him on stage this coming Tuesday, as a matter of fact, over there at the River Grill on Aqua Lane in Tonawanda, in the town of Tonawanda. You can catch the Touch. They're going to be playing there live. And then on Saturday, listen to this, Saturday the 25th. And that is, or I'm sorry, it's a Sunday. We were going to do a Saturday with her, but she says, no, let's go ahead and stay with the Sunday routine. So Fran Russo from Cleveland, Ohio. Everybody remembers Fran from Hillside Supper Club and Party Center. She's going to be joining us to talk a whole lot about the different bands that they had over the past 40, 50 years there. And I'm sure she's going to be sharing some fantastic stories, just like the guy that we just had on just a couple of minutes ago. And again, that's Mr. Larry Trojak. So Larry, thank you so much. And we're going to have Jerry mention something about the Buffalo Polka Booster Picnic right after this.
Coming this October to Polkas After Dark, a series titled A Walk Through Polka Heaven.
This multi-part series features music from loved ones no longer with us. Their music will live on forever in our hearts and over the airwaves. You'll hear stories from family members and musicians who performed alongside them. A walk through polka heaven. Watch it only on Polkas After Dark.
Buffalo Polka Booster 52nd Annual Picnic is coming up, guys. It's on Sunday, July 24th, 2022 from 2 to 7 p.m. at Fontana's Picnic Grove, 2299 Clinton Street here in Buffalo, New York. Music will be provided. Almost made it.
Yeah, no, that's all right.
Music will be provided by Buffalo's newest, hottest polka band, and that is Seven. Food served from 3 to 6 p.m. Hamburgers, hot dogs, Polish sausage, and salads. Bring your own pitcher for beer. No BYOB. Water and pop is also available. It's one price for everything, guys. $25 at the door. Children up to the age of 12 are free when accompanied by an adult. Advanced tickets are highly recommended, and they are going fast. You can get more information by calling Chris Tansky at 716-771-1076 or Barb Morose at 716-668-2694.
Yes.
And we will see you there.
You betcha. And please, please, please make sure that you do give them a call. Reserve your ticket because they need a head count to find out how much food that they're going to order. They don't want to have 300 people there and only enough food to serve 215 or something like that. And don't forget, Ricky and Jen Pianowski are going to be there. Ricky's probably going to have at least 2 hot dogs, 2 hamburgers, a couple of Polish sausage, and so you definitely want to do that. Make certain that you do. Hey folks, you're tuned to Polkas After Dark. Our broadcast link
with a C.com,
also on
YouTube
and Facebook. Yeah. Hey, here's a tune off of the Dynatones' $6 Million Band recording. Here's one called In Krakow Polka.
Krakowem szarnarowa, ja jej orak nie będę, ja jej orak nie będę. Siedzę się, ja na konia karego i na wojnę pojadę. Siedzę się, ja na konia karego i na wojnę pojadę. Ja na wojnę i ja z wojny, a ty się nie wydała, a ty się nie wydała. Obieżę, moja najmilejsza, na kogoś by czekała. Powiedzę mi moja najmilejsza, na kogoś by czekała. Jasieńku na ciebie, że ja z wojny powrócisz do domu, bo ja pójdę za ciebie. Że ja z wojny powrócisz do domu, bo ja pójdę za ciebie. Na konańcu wielka woda, zdrukować nie potrafisz, zdrukować nie potrafisz. Mówię ci, ja moja Marysieńku, więc mnie nie zobaczysz. Mówię ci, ja moja Marysieńku, więc mnie nie zobaczysz.
It's time to make plans for the Summer Music Fest in Frankenmuth, Michigan. Hi, folks, it's Mark Jansen. That's right, join us August 9th through the 13th for Summer Music Fest 2022. 5 days with some of the nation's most popular polka bands, including Lenny Gomulka, The Boys, Molly B and Squeezebox, Polka Family, polka country musicians, John Gutta, Stephanie, the Dyna Brass, and the New Brass Express. Held in the huge 28,000 square foot Harvey Kern Pavilion with the biggest dance floor around. Music, drinks, food, friends, and fun are all part of Frankenmuth, Michigan's #1 tourist attraction and one of the nation's premier polka events, the Summer Music Fest. For all the information, go to frankenmuthfestivals.com or call us at 1-800-FUN-FEST. The 34th Annual Summer Music Fest in Frankenmuth, Michigan, August 9th through the 13th. Go to frankenmuthfestivals.com or call us at 1-800-FUN-FEST. The Summer Music Fest is brought to you in part by Drury Hotels and Fabiano Brothers.
Hey, for the captain and all of the Haruku's Hellraisers. Yeah, this one goes out to all of you guys and gals. Yeah, you remember the East meets West over there at the Broadway Grill. Here's Life of a Drunk.
Mówią sobie na mnie, że ja jestem pijak wszystko. A i on przecież nic nie pije, piwo najgorsza wszystko. A i on przecież nic nie pije, piwo najgorsza wszystko. Klaseczka to mój braciszek, a kieliszek moja siostra. Rączka moja przyjaciółka, po domu mi przyniosła. Rączka moja przyjaciółka, po domu mi przyniosła. Nieszczęśliwy moi grzeszni, ci co to mnie do przynieśli. Pewnie gorzołeczkę pili i mnie także nauczyli. Pewnie gorzołeczkę pili i mnie także nauczyli. A gdy o sobie pojadę do piekła na czarne morze, to mnie nawet stary diabeł choć spirytus mocny poźle. To mnie nawet stary diabeł choć spirytus mocny poźle.
You've got to be my baby. Well, you said you were my baby, and I know that you're my baby, but it seems to me that you've got roving eyes. Well, if you wanna be my baby, then you've gotta be my baby, and dip your fingers in two different pies. I remember how you pleaded, my love, you said you needed, and I believe that I was fine. So if you wanna be my baby, then you got my baby and be nobody's baby but mine. There was another, so I went to ask your mother if anyone's been coming around by me. She gave me no satisfaction, so now I can't take action, but I think that I'll just hang around and see. If you wanna be my baby, you're gonna be my baby. You've gotta come to me and let me know that you wanna be my baby and you're gonna be my baby. I'm tired of waiting around, so let me know.
You know, that recording never gets old. 1 or 2. That's off the Livewire recording. Hey, you guys are tuned. Let me do this again. You guys, I'll do it with my adult voice. You guys are tuned to Polkas After Dark on our broadcast link with a C, also Facebook and YouTube. And once again, we appreciate you guys taking the time to watch us every single weekend as you do. Jerry, why don't you give a shout out to some more people here?
We are going to say hello to Alice Fischler, Chris Curtis, Ed Jew is with us, Ivan, Jeanette Dilly, and Jerry Romanowski.
Hi, Jeanette.
Larry T, Paul Romanowski, and Richie Kirchel Jr. They're all hanging out on our broadcast link with the C. And Chris said he just got home from visiting Tina. We hope she is
that's good.
Beautiful as always.
Yes.
We are going to say hi to Scotch and Donna and Robert Calvert, as well
Robert
as
Calvert, huh? Is that Bobby Calvert? I wonder.
Ed
It's got to be.
Gavron and Ray Bajewick Jr.
Ray Bajewick Jr. is here. Holy smokes. He must have just woke up.
I think he's been here for a little bit. It's just we were...
You know, some great drummers. Ralph Sabatini, Ray Bajewick Jr., that Paul Romanowski guy that you were talking about.
Yeah.
He's one hell of a drummer, too, and a hell of a vocalist. Same way with Ralphie. And we're just going to have a lot of fun over the next couple of weeks, couple of months.
You know who else showed up?
Who?
Jeanette Tonsky.
No, Polka's 911.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she has been sick. She posted that she wasn't feeling well. She was under the weather. Under the weather? Under the ambulance, probably, is where she was. I hope she wasn't drinking. Hey, but you guys can catch her broadcast every weekend right here on the internet with Polish Newcastle Radio. Just type in Jeanette Tonsky, or better yet, type in Polkas 911. She does a great show from 6 p.m. until 8 p.m. on Saturdays. And all of the folks over there at the Polish Newcastle Radio do a fine job, as well as our friends and neighbors and cohorts over there at the PolkaJammerNetwork.org, 247 Polka Heaven, and of course all of your favorite IJs, DJs around the United States and Canada. Let's see what you got up there. Anything?
No.
If not, I'm going to make mention of something here. Jill Czerniak has a dance coming up with the beat, and that's on my birthday weekend. I think
yes,
we're going.
Yes, it is. We are.
Yeah. Don't forget to join the beat Saturday, August 27th, 2022
at the Holy Spirit Party Center, 5500 West 54th Street in Parma, Ohio, 44129.
Doors open at 5 p.m. Music and dancing from 6 until 10.
Only $16 admission and 16 and under are free.
For more information and table reservations, contact Jill Czerniak at
440-319-1877.
Or you can email Jill at jmczdances@gmail.com.
See you there.
Yeah, that's going to be my birthday weekend. We're going to celebrate in Erie, Pennsylvania. Hey, I hope we see Janet Dilly. Is she still in there?
I believe
in
she
the
is,
chat room.
yep.
Hey, Janet, let us know if you're going to be in Erie, PA, because we're coming down for Zabava. That's going to be a good time.
On Friday night.
We're coming down on Friday, and then we're leaving right from there and we're pulling an overnighter in Cleveland, Ohio, because we want to catch the beat. What a great birthday present that's going to be to me.
Hey, you know what?
What?
We can hit Zabava on the way home on Sunday, too.
Oh, that's right.
2-4.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
It'll be a long weekend.
So we got Erie. Yeah. So I guess there's not going to be any interviews that weekend either. Hey, fortunately, the 28th, I don't think we have
anything
anybody.
on there.
Yeah, I don't think we have anybody on the 28th. So interesting enough. Hey, enough of me. Let's hear about you. Hey, also, who did you say chimed in there? Was that Carol?
Yes. She's way back here.
And
Carol Sheminsky.
Carol Sheminsky. Thank you. She says, "Oh, Robin, the interview was the best ever." And then the follow-up with "Don't Fight Girls." She bets everybody was singing. Carol, I have to agree with you because Jerry and I were singing it too. Yeah, just a fantastic recording. That Livewire 1, Livewire 2. We've got another song that we're going to bring up featuring Mr. Larry Trojak on the vocal. As our buddy Gary Crew would say, on the vocal. Here is one called "Where Were You, Polka?"
Przyjechałem spać jasnym ranem. Cicho chłodze, mamy nie obudzę. Mama staje, mówi spać ci nie dam. Przewracam się, głowę tak przykrywam. Mama staje, mówi spać ci nie dam. Przewracam się, głowę tak przykrywam. Gdzieś ty był, Jasinku do rana. Gdzieś ty był, dlaczego mama dziś jeździł, dziś gorszałem pił. Ja nie pijak, tak mamusi mówił. Dziś jeździł, dziś gorszałem pił. Ja nie pijak, tak mamusi mówił.
Hey, Mr. Bob Szymanski, thank you so much for that very, very nice compliment. He says, Jerry, another solid show. Saying hello from Lake Nona, Florida. Nona? Nana. Nana.
Tańcowałem i się tak bawiłem, się nie spiłem, ani się nie biłem. Dziewczyna mówi, że mnie kocha. Ta dziewczyna będziesz moja żona. Dziewczyna mówi, że mnie kocha. Ta dziewczyna będziesz moja żona.
a lot of great tunes here. Polkas After Dark. Once again, don't forget to join us next week, Saturday. That's right, next week, Saturday. We're going to be here, if in the Lord willing, from 9 p.m. until 11 p.m. We'll give you a brief rundown on Jerry's test because she's taking the ultimate test for her HR. And yeah, she's taking that on Thursday. Is that morning or evening?
It's scheduled for 12:30 in the afternoon.
Okay, well, good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll pull it off. You do any other thing, you will definitely pull this off too, kiddo.
I hope so.
Yeah, well, you know why? Because it's not the Polka Booster Picnic flyer that you have to read, so you'll definitely be doing pretty well. I know it for a factamundo.
Coming this October to Polkas After Dark, a series titled A Walk Through Polka Heaven. This multi-part series features music from loved ones no longer with us. Their music will live on forever in our hearts and over the airwaves. You'll hear stories from family members and musicians who performed alongside them. A Walk Through Polka Heaven. Watch it only on Polkas After Dark.
Let's get this party started. Get out there on the floor. Take a chance and have a dance. You'll yell and scream for more.
Hi, Polka fans. Mike Costa here to tell you about an upcoming event you don't want to miss. Puko Yashu presents New Year's Eve Polka Extravaganza. 3 bands, 2 nights, all at one fantastic location, which is the Embassy Suites at Independence, Ohio. Saturday night, New Year's Eve, dinner dance. Music by polka country musicians and The Beat. Dinner starts at 5:30 with dancing from 7 to 1 a.m. Sunday, New Year's Day, featuring the music of Polka Family and The Beat. Music from 2 to 8 p.m. A 2-day package price is only $140 per person, or $125 for just New Year's Eve and $25 for New Year's Day. Embassy Suite room rates for the weekend start at $119 per night. For all the amazing extras, details, reservations, please see the flyer at Mike Pikowski's or Jeff Yash's Facebook page. Or you can call Mike at 908-209-9843 or Jeff Yash at 518-281-1587. Folks, this is the New Year's Eve event you have been waiting for. You don't want to miss it. Deadline to reserve is October 15th.
The other way, and I'd have never been aware, but as it is, I'll dream of her tonight.
Make plans now to attend the 54th Annual International Polka Association's Convention and Festival, Labor Day weekend, September 2nd through the 4th, at the Pittsburgh Cranberry Hilton Doubletree Hotel in Cranberry Township, Pennsylvania. Enjoy 3 fun-filled days, including a welcome party, the prestigious Hall of Fame and Music Awards banquet, pool parties, election of officers and directors, performances by Hall of Famers, and polka entertainment featuring some of the nation's top polka bands, featuring Lenny Gomulka and Chicago Push, the Dynabrass, the Buffalo Concertina All-Stars, the Jack Taddy Band, the IPA Tribute Band, Michael Costa and The Beat, Klansnick and Friends, John Buda and Gurale, the Polka Country Musicians, New Generation, 7, The Boys, Cosmics, and The New Tones. Get all the details on room reservations and more by visiting the IPA online on Facebook and at IPAPolkas.com. Don't miss the 54th Annual International Polka Association's Convention and Festival, Labor Day weekend, September 2nd through the 4th, at the Pittsburgh Cranberry Hilton Doubletree Hotel in Cranberry Township, Pennsylvania. Get all the details at IPAPolkas.com.
Hey, Mark, why don't you tell them a little bit about the kickoff dance?
Labor Day weekend brings another annual IPA convention and festival, and Thursday, September 1st is the kickoff of the big weekend with Western Pennsylvania's hottest polka band, the Mon Valley Push. 7 p.m. at the Cranberry Elks Lodge, Cranberry Township, Pennsylvania. A cash bar will be available for your favorite beverages, so no BYOB. For tickets, table reservations, and details, contact Chris Bogdan at 412-260-9725. That's 412-260-9725, or email Chris at bogdanfamily.com. That's Chris at BOGDON family.com. Don't miss the 54th Annual IPA Convention Kickoff Party with the Mon Valley Push. 7 p.m. on Thursday, September the 1st at the Cranberry Elks Lodge, 20720 Route 19, Cranberry Township, Pennsylvania. For tickets, table reservations, and details, contact Chris Bogdan at 412-260-9725.
Doom-da-ba-doom-bomb. I like that. Doom-da-ba-doom-bomb.
Yep.
Yeah. Come on, everybody. Do it with me. Doom-da-ba-doom-bomb. Come on. One more time. Doom-da-ba-doom-bomb. That's cool. I like that. Yeah. Hey, how about a little bit of Angie's? Hey, send it out once again to the captain, Captain Dobrucki, out there in Cohost, New York. Hey, we love you, buddy. We hope we get a chance to see you soon, real soon.
Zielony laseczek, zielony rąbany, pomóż mnie zostawić, mój mieczu kochany. Pomóż mnie zostawić, mój mieczu kochany. Zostawię ja ciebie, temu co jest w niebie. Za roczek, za drugi, powrócę do ciebie. Za roczek, za drugi, powrócę do ciebie. Opowiadają ludzie, że ty kochasz inną, że ty kochasz inną, jeszcze ładniejszą, że ty kochasz inną, jeszcze ładniejszą. Bodaj mnie Bóg skarał, ten co mieszka w niebie, jeśli kocham inną, jak aniel koło ciebie, jeśli kocham inną, jak aniel koło ciebie. Cieszyła i będziesz wesoła, będziesz się cieszyła i będziesz wesoła. Kochaj mnie dziewczyno, będziesz się cieszyła, ja wrócę do ciebie, anielku kochaj.
Hey, good evening to Mr. Marek, also to Doris Martin. Oh, yeah, a little bit of Angie's Polka. I was going to say Angie's Polka for you right there. Polkas After Dark is what you're tuned to, guys. Once again, thanks so much for tuning us in this weekend, both Saturday and Sunday, as we shared with you guys a Dynatone weekend, and you guys made it a huge success. We can't believe how many people viewed the Facebook page, also viewed the YouTube site. You guys are just amazing. You really are. And if there's special bands or special things that you'd like for us to play, by all means, drop us a line at polkasafterdark@gmail.com. That's polkasafterdark@gmail.com. Hey, let's go ahead and bring up Pod Krakowem. Here is a version by the X-Tones. Mr. Rindek, good evening to you and the fam.
hi to Wendy and Denny. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Dennis Motika has joined us from Chicago. Hey, Dennis, you missed a great interview. Make sure that you catch it on our YouTube site, Polkas After Dark. Mr. Larry Trojak just left. You just missed him. Yes, sir, Mr. Joe Rendeck. That was recorded live with the X-Tones over at Randolph Hall.
Here we go, the one called Dusty Shoes. Polka.
Wokoło miesiąc, tak gwiazdeczki latają. Ej, wokoło miesiąc, tak gwiazdeczki latają. Cicha polskie panienki, tysięcy szukają. Cicha polskie panienki, tysięcy szukają. Ej, szukają, samej nie mają. Ej, szukają, samej nie mają. Tylko jedyna sukienka, one się tańcują. Tylko jedyna sukienka, co na sobie noszą. w sobotę pracuje. Hej, w piątek ją wypije się, w sobotę pracuje. A w niedzielę cały dzień, a w niedzielę cały dzień poleczkę tańcuje. A w niedzielę cały dzień, a w niedzielę cały dzień poleczkę tańcuje.
Hey, folks, once again, thanks a lot for putting us on. If you've been listening in your car,
thanks for the ride.
Hey, you're tuned to Polkas After Dark on our broadcast link with a C, also on
YouTube and Facebook.
Yes, sirree. Hey, one more tune taking us all the way up to 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Catch you guys next week, Saturday. Hey, once again, to all the Harukus out there in Albany, Cohoes area, and all of the Michigan Rowdies, too. This is going out for you guys. Here's one called Red Shoes. Thanks again, Larry.
Czerwone buciki, czerwone kupiła, czerwone bucikach będzie tańcowała. Czerwone buciki, czerwone guziki, tak sobie tańcują nawet bez muzyki. Czerwone buciki, czerwone guziki, tak sobie tańcują nawet bez muzyki. Zagraj mi muzyczko, jak chcesz tak mi grała. Czerwone bucika, będę tańcowała, będę tańcowała całą noc, całą. Czerwone bucika, nóżki mnie nie bolą, będę tańcowała całą noc, całą. Czerwone bucika, nóżki mnie nie bolą.
It's Polkas After Dark live.
It's a Dynatones weekend on Polkas After Dark.
Czerwone buciki słyszy sobie zdjęła, będzie szła do domu, by je nie traciła. Czerwone buciki dostrzelisowała, by je na tanecka na drugi raz miała. Czerwone buciki dostrzelisowała, by je na tanecka na drugi raz miała.
Good night, everybody.
We love you. Stay safe.